Hey everyone, I'm Adam here from BoLS Souls with
Drake from Dragons Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And today we've got Resident Evil 2. Drake, Resident Evil 2, the board game here.
Yes, the board game.
The board game. This one's from Steamforge Games, working with Capcom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, so Steamforge has some like big minis scale board game chops. Dark Souls obviously stands out, so if this is nearly as decent as that, it's probably going to have a pretty good run. And I think they did a very good job timing it with the release of the game and drumming it in the middle of all this.
Very timely,
RE2 hype. I think that overall, like marketing wise, it was a good call, good timing. So hopefully it holds up.
Yeah, I'm very interested. I'm a longtime Resident Evil fan, just from playing the old games on the old PlayStation, the first and the second one specifically. Those were like my Resident Evils, so I'm very curious to see how they translated that to the board. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Drake, Resident Evil 2, the board game. All right, man. I think you're, it's good timing on their part putting this one out. So
yeah, for sure.
With the whole Resident Evil 2 remake coming out, so let's just dive in, man. This game was pretty fun. I remember this was the first Resident Evil game on PlayStation that I actually completely dominated.
That's nice
with both characters. Played through multiple times. So I'm excited about this one. Got the rulebook there.
Rulebook and a scenario book.
Now we'll probably go through the rulebook, but we're not going to go through the scenario book just because spoilers. That's part of the fun, man.
Right. You don't know what's coming next.
Yeah, this is taking place back in Raccoon City.
Quite a few punch-outs, boards, tokens, some rotaries.
Keep going here.
Ooh.
These are front and back. Okay.
Oh, these are ammo dials.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Just want to show these off real quick. Again, these are going to be your board, so it's
modular tile kind of thing.
There's lots of different types. Feels like Tetris pieces.
Yeah.
They're squares.
Waiting for that L bracket.
Yep. Oh, there's some other stuff too. There's a counter and things like that. Probably will be useful later.
Cool. Interesting things. This is very cool. I like this a lot as a way to track individual ammo.
It's actually got the numbers on there, so if you're using a handgun, this is like a revolver, grenade launcher. Okay. Shotgun ammo, SMG ammo.
That's very cool.
Very cool. And then, character's ready to hop out. Okay. What are these for?
Health tracker? I don't know why they'd be double-sided.
There's fine, caution, and danger, which, if you remember from the game...
Was the other one side different?
No, I think they were the...
Wait, it's 5 versus... No, 5. Never mind.
Yeah, if you remember from the game at all, when your health was green, you weren't basically undamaged. If you got hit once or twice, you go to yellow, and then if you were about to die, you'd be in the red, so... That's cool. So those are probably for the 4 different players.
Yeah, it's 4.
And then we've got miniatures. Okay. We're going to pull that all out and then real quick. Yeah. Those dice are weighty. Or maybe that's the cards, but I'm feeling a lot of weight coming from that side. Oh, there's tape.
We're taped on.
We're taped on. Just of course we are. Alright. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's a lot of cards.
Oh, yeah, that's why. And then we got dice.
And little pins for all those dials.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, the Umbrella Corps logo is on the 1, so you don't want to see the Umbrella Corps ever again. I guess there's like hits and then maybe like reloads, which isn't good. I need a reload, I'm out of ammo. Then there's some equipment here.
Yeah, like all the gear and supplies and stuff.
Once you open that up, I'll take a look at some of these minis real fast. We've got the dogs, because you wouldn't have Resident Evil without the dogs, right? God, I remember in RE1 when the dog jumped through the window for the first jump scare in the game. Yeah, it worked.
So we got our heroes.
Who do we have? We've got Leon and Claire.
Leon, Claire, Ada, and Robert.
Ada and Robert. Okay, so here's the characters real quick.
And a zombie.
Leon, Ada Wong, Robert Kendo, and Claire Redfield. Again, those are all characters from the franchise. Pretty cool. Pretty good detail on the minis too. So, like, it's a little bit hard to tell from the light in here, but I think hit them with a wash. They can pop right out. Yeah. Maybe a prime and wash. And
washes fix everything.
Washes do fix everything. You can kind of see, again, the weapon breakdown. There's some stats there, which I don't know what they are yet because we haven't looked at the rules. But I think it's like a storage backpack space and then maybe action or movement. So Other big minis. Want to show this off? We got the big dude. Holy crap.
Birkin.
Blah.
Wow.
That's a pretty big mini. And then another one. And then, of course, the zombies. You gotta have zombies.
It is.
Drooly.
Ooh.
Yeah. Whoa. They're plastic, so you're okay. He's got one strong hand and then one not so strong hand.
And a droopy leg.
Droopy leg. Wow. Should definitely get that checked out, dude. If he didn't eat the doctor first. What are these guys? More dogs?
Lickers?
No. Oh, they are! Oh, God.
Get licked.
Lickers. Hate those guys. Drake, what were you trying to show off there?
Yeah, so it looks like the cards are more or less event cards. Like a lot of all clears, which is kind of disconcerting. Yeah. The darkness and ambush.
What do these guys look like on the backside?
Just doors.
Okay, just door. Oh, door. Man.
And then in here as well, and we had some more stat blocks for the dogs.
Okay, yeah.
I saw one for those lickers as well. Yep. So we got these, and then there were a couple at the end that I noticed were definitely behavior things for like a boss fight.
Yeah.
This one's broken, and then this.
Well, they've used a similar mechanic for Dark Souls. Remember, it was still Steamforged Games. And they had the same kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing a lot of similarities as far as the way that cards are used. Like I imagine you build an event deck out of such and such different cards as you progress through each scenario. It's probably pretty explicit as far as the deck contains these cards, etc.
Yeah, very cool looking so far. Let's go ahead and pause real fast and take a look at those rules. Here are the rules for the board game. Now we're gonna go through this pretty quick, not do a tutorial, but just kind of talk through it real fast. Because this one, these are the rules obviously, and then you've got the scenario booklet for different scenarios you're gonna be playing through.
Right.
And this is a 1 to 4 co-op game.
Yep.
And apparently, if one player dies, you lose. So it is a team.
You all have to make it out together. It's a story about heroes.
Much like the actual Resident Evil, you're not gonna have enough resources to kill everything.
Right.
So you have to pick your fights. That was a mistake I learned early on in my Resident Evil career, which was, I can't kill all the zombies. I have to move around them or move past them and learn that stuff too. So, okay. Here's all the stuff. We just kind of went over all that.
Yeah, what's all in where.
Yep.
Items, character cards.
Yep.
Makes sense. How models are placed.
Huge models have the big round base. The standard models are the smaller bases, and then there's the large models that have the lickers, basically.
The oblong ones.
Yeah.
Basics of moving, can't cut corners.
Okay, so it's a 1-2. Each square is a movement. You can't move. You can't cut corners.
Right. If the corner is clipping in there, you have to go around that corner.
Mm-hmm.
You move, search for stuff, trade with other characters, use your items.
Just to be clear, you can move diagonally. You just can't in this situation because there's a corner.
Right.
So they have to be adjacent and touching, it says in the move section. Yeah.
Right. And then shooting with the ammo, you spend the ammo before you shoot. If they're rapid fire, you can spend multiple additional ammo to make additional attacks.
Yeah, makes sense.
In that turn, because this is turn-based, it's very important. Because in addition to reaction to acting towards the enemies that are making attacks, at the end of every round there is a tension phase where we flip that top card, which is speculated might be event deck, is like an event deck of some kind.
Yeah.
Every turn that gets flipped, potentially more happens. It looks like it was mostly all clear.
Right. But it might not be.
But it might not be.
And it's just going to do your standard attacks.
Yeah, so you roll a hit, you roll a dodge.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what the dodge is.
Yeah, and they're all on the same dice.
Okay.
But that obviously is inherently not good odds in either case. So
something's getting hit is what you're saying here.
Exactly.
Yep.
Setting up. That's normal. This scenario included in this book, not the scenario book.
Yeah, this is the learning to play.
Is like a short tutorial level where that tension deck is preset and structured. And then there are additional rules like special tile types, special types of different terrain and how that pertains to movement.
How to read the cards and
how to use stuff. Like it seems fairly straightforward as far as stats. There was also a mention about bosses having a behavior deck.
We assume that they would, and there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like the only two. There are two bosses in here from the get-go: the G Mutant, Slug Boy, and Birkin.
Yeah.
At stage 3. So it looks like those are, if I had to guess, probably middle and end.
Yeah,
bosses.
I mean, there's a campaign mode obviously with the actual scenario book that you can play through, and then if you are having a rough time, you can take it easy.
Yeah.
And if you want to play solo, this is
Special
1 to 4.
Don't tackle it at the same stats as if you had a group.
Yeah.
Solo play, it gives you a couple ways on how you can tweak that, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
And then a quick reference on the back.
We always appreciate those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Much
doesn't.
appreciated.
It doesn't look super complicated. You got your actions in your turn. You got your attack, movement, reactions, encounter phase or event phase.
I like the tokens. The tokens make sense.
Yeah.
I especially like those ammo dials. I think that was a nice little touch, rather than on a track of its own or with tokens or that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's easier to keep track of, I think, with that versus having a stack of bullet tokens that you have to
throw around.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool stuff. Let's go ahead and hop out for a really fast recap.
Well, that was Resident Evil 2, the board game. I think they definitely have that co-op zombie survival thing going on here. So,
keeping the pressure on.
Not necessarily a survival game, but a game about survival in the zombie outbreak.
Right.
You're not mining for trees. No.
That's just the goal, right?
It's just living. So, yeah, and I like the different scenarios and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more game than I expected from the box size. You mentioned Dark Souls earlier. This definitely is a game that's about half again as thick and definitely significantly heavier. But this, at least mechanically, crunch-wise, there's just as much kind of going on. I think it's really cool.
The models are good too, so
that's a relief. Steam Forge pulling through, those look great. Compared to what they could have been. Definitely was solid
for sure. Well, let's crunch the numbers real fast. This is a co-op game, like we mentioned. It is 1 to 4 players.
You play solo.
You can play solo, yes. It is 14 up just because zombie themes and stuff like that.
And it's hard.
Yeah,
it looks hard.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, those scenarios. You can't fight them all off. So anyway, and it's gonna run you about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Probably a couple hours.
Hours.
I imagine also depending on how many players. Solo probably gonna get through a bit quicker.
I also think just the complexity of the scenarios can vary a little bit too. So depending on how familiar you are with the rule set and all that other stuff, I can totally play into that. Drake, what are we looking at price wise?
This is $99.99.
Sweet. So $99.99, and this is brand new in stores right now, correct?
Yeah.
Sweet. Go check it out. I'm Adam here from BoLS.
I'm Drake with Dragons and Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks for watching. Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.